what is your personal stance about the special military action?
It's a very complex issue because if you look at the Western media, which is very much biased these days,
Right.
especially like if you watch CNN, DW, BBC.
Hi everyone, I'm Dominic from ChinaRetold. Recently, Russia has been in the limelight of international news due to its military action in Ukraine. So today, I'm going to talk to a Russian who lives in Hong Kong to find out what he thinks about this current situation. But before we begin, please go smash the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share this video with your friends. Without further ado, let's go talk to him. Hi, Yur.
Hi, how's it going?
Pretty good. How about yourself?
I'm good. Yeah, good to see you here. So...
Yeah, thanks for taking me to the Russian consulate. This is my first time here.
Oh, really? As you can see, there are lots of Russian symbols. This is actually my hometown, Kazan.
Oh, wow.
Very beautiful mosque.
Beautiful.
And here's some pictures from, this is from Moscow, this is from St. Petersburg. So this is a famous Russian doll. We call it Matryoshka in Russian. I need to give you some pronunciation. So basically, there might be a few Matryoshkas, as you can see.
Inside.
You have to take them out and to
many
find
layers.
out it yourself. Yeah.
Many layers.
Okay?
Are there going to be something like ultimately inside?
Yeah, there might be. I'm not sure how many Matryoshkas are here. Maybe around 8 or 10.
Oh,
but
wow.
I think it's up to you to discover and find out.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
How long have you been in Hong Kong for?
I moved to Hong Kong, I think it was 2012. I've been here for more than 10 years.
Wow.
I really like this city because it's being international. It's just, it actually offers lots of opportunities in terms of, professional and also your personal growth as well. And also you can meet different kinds of people. You can also, from different walks of life, and also representing different cultures and languages, which is kind of also, I think, fascinating thing. And I've always been happy to be here in Hong Kong, and I'm kind of also proud to be a citizen or resident of Hong Kong City. Yeah, so kind of like my second home.
Wow, sounds good. So what do you actually do in Hong Kong right now?
Basically, I teach English, so I'm an English language teaching professional. So I teach English to young learners, so I work in a secondary school. I'm pretty busy because, teachers are very busy in Hong Kong.
So what's your favorite part of Hong Kong actually?
I don't want to just highlight some, like my favorite parts or sports in Hong Kong, but I think I like Hong Kong overall. Sometimes I spent lots of time all over Hong Kong, traveling to different places, to different areas. Sometimes because lots of people, or even like when I speak to locals, they say, oh, I've never been to this place. Like if you travel to faraway areas like Tuen Mun or to Taiwan or somewhere else. From my perspective, that most locals, they just prefer staying in their own neighborhood rather than traveling and exploring the city. But I think what I really like about Hong Kong is just, it doesn't take you that long. Because imagine living in London or in other cities like Moscow or New York. It might take you lots of time to travel from one area to another area. But Hong Kong is very convenient in that.
So you mentioned that you've been here for over 10 years already. So is your family here or
No, I'm just here on my own.
Oh,
so
are you married?
No, I'm single. So my family is back in Russia. Russia is a huge, enormously huge country, and it's made up of different regions. So I am from the Republic of Tatarstan, which and the capital city of Kazan.
So you're single in Hong Kong, right?
Yeah.
So do you find Hong Kong girls actually attractive?
I think that Hong Kong girls are attractive in a way. I prefer someone from my own country, from my own culture.
So Western media recently has suggested that Hong Kong freedom has been eroded since the implementation of the national security law. As a Russian that's living in Hong Kong, do you see it that same way? Or
I think that I've always been free to express my opinions, even during the protests. Because I think we still have the same sort of freedoms and liberties, which are actually enshrined in the basic law, and also they are all protected.
So recently, the 20th National Congress of the Communist Party of China is being held in Beijing. Have you heard about this, and what do you think about it?
Yeah, I've heard about it. I know that it started yesterday, and it's gonna run until Saturday, as far as I remember. So I think it's a very big event, and it's not just a big event for China itself, but also for the whole world, because they're going to set the agenda. And also I remember, if you've been reading the reports, that Hong Kong and Macau, they were actually mentioned a few times in the Xi Jinping speech last night. And also, I think this is a very important event. I think there are lots of things will be coming soon, and we're going to find out more about this, yeah.
So recently, we all know about the military action in Ukraine. Do you feel, as a Russian that's living in Hong Kong, do you feel like, you are treated differently before the military action or after the military action by
I didn't
Hong Kong?
experience anything
Right.
like this, speaking frankly, because maybe people just don't see me as a Russian. Because some people think that I'm from like the US or from the UK or from Australia.
Right.
Unless I tell them that I'm from Russia. And of course, after that, they might have a different, they might change their tone or they might change their stance. But so far, I don't think I've been discriminated against or.
What is your personal stance about the special military action?
So basically, if speaking of, it's a very complex issue, because if you look at the Western media, which is very much biased these days,
Right.
especially like if you watch CNN, DW, BBC,
Right.
it's really hard to see, like, if we talk about different media outlets, I think they have to take into account different kinds of views. It's not kind of like one-sided, presenting one-sided argument and also giving it to the audience. Especially nowadays, sometimes when I watch ViewTV and also watch TVB, I think like it's kind of like one-sided.
Right.
At the end, they might say that, but the Kremlin thinks, but Russia's do this. But first, they start with the Ukrainian Western perspective or the US perspective, saying that this is kind of an invasion and offensive, and then just a few words from Russian side.
Right. Yeah. So recently, the Hong Kong government refused to comply with a Western sanctions on a Russian billionaire who came to Hong Kong. Do you think that the Hong Kong government did the right thing?
I think they did the right thing, because we're just talking about some sanctions. We call them unilateral sanctions, which was imposed by the US, Western powers. But why do you think that other countries, they have to comply with these sanctions? They have their own concerns, they have their own priorities. So, because it seems like it's something like resembling me like a kind of a bullying. For example, if you have a power, you can bully other people because you came out with these sanctions, you impose these sanctions on someone else.
Since the special military action, Russian media, for example, RT, has been banned in United States and certain Western countries. Do you feel like, that is an infringement of the freedom of expression and press freedom that they always uphold? What's the deal?
Yeah, I think that's banning RT, which people like some countries might refer to as the Kremlin's propaganda tool or machine or Russian propaganda tool. But how about
CNN, right? American propaganda machine, right?
Or Voice of America or BBC or DW. Don't you think that they have kind of elements of their own propaganda tools, right? So I think that just banning arbitrarily RT just because they link to Kremlin or they link to the Russian government, I don't think it's the right thing, because you are denying people access to the information. So actually anyone has the right to access information, what sort of information they want, and then they're going to decide if they're going to read it, if they're going to watch it, and how they're going to analyze all the information presented in their outlets here. I think it's not the right thing, but I think you still can access RT, because I even have an app. I'm still receiving the push-up notifications, and also
in Hong Kong, yes.
In Hong Kong, yes. If you go, because sometimes I stay
on
in
Twitter,
hotels, but basically, because it used to be provided by Now TV, but now you are not able to, like, if you stay in a hotel, you are not able to watch RT these days.
That's right. Thanks so much today for talking to our audience. Just one last question.
Sure.
Who do you think sabotaged the Nord Stream pipeline?
This is another complex issue, because because I can just only present my own personal perspective, and I think when it comes to that sort of sabotage of this Nord Stream pipelines, I think it should be properly investigated. What we know, or maybe what we don't know, and who is actually who's going to benefit from this. I don't think Russia did it, because otherwise, if Russia
they
did
can
it,
just shut off
it would be a suicidal moron to to sabotage their own facilities and pipelines. I think it's complete. I think because we, if you look at Russian Foreign Ministry spokesperson Maria Zakharova said that it's kind of like all the pipelines were located in territories which are under the US. The US services, so basically maybe there might be some clue.
So thank you so much today. I think our audience really learned a lot more about Russia than before, and it was great talking to you.
Yeah, lovely. Thanks for having me.
So today I've talked to my Russian friend and asked him what he thinks about the military action as well as his views on the recent development in Hong Kong and China. So I think a lot of audience will have a new perspective about what's actually going on. So before we end this video, please subscribe to our channel, please smash the like button and share this video with your friends. And I'll see you next time. Bye!